Hello, my name is Alex Tilford, and in this tutorial we're going to be looking at how to add custom properties to objects. So we're going to start off by adding in a monkey. Here's a little Suzanne head, and I'm just going to move it over here. This one here is of course going to be called monkey, so we're going to duplicate this over the other side, and let's call this one here Suzanne. Okay, what we want to do is we want to have a property on this object that will control our object over here. So if I just remove these. So the first thing we've got to do is add in the property. So if we come to our object panel, go to custom properties, and if we click add, we will come up with a custom property. And that property will appear over in our side menu. We can now edit this and call this something like move Suzanne X to move it along X. Default value of 0.0. Bear in mind 0 will set it as an integer, 0.0 will set it as a float. Minimum of -8, maximum of 8, and that will move it positive and forward 8, which is to the edges of our grid. Now just to prove my point, if we change this to 0, you'll see this will only change as a integer. 0.0 will have it work as a float. Okay, the next step is to come into our Suzanne that we want to move, add in a single driver of the property we want. You can use multiple drivers, but for this example I'm going to use a single driver on X. Pull this over into a graph editor and switch it to drivers, and that will bring up this area here. Now we want to make sure this is on scripted express, which will allow us to use expressions. Okay, so with that there done, we want to add in a variable. And var is fine for this, you can call it whatever you like. Make sure it's set to single property. Object will be the monkey over here, the one with the variable. And if we just right click and go copy data path, it will copy the data path into our copy paste buffer. And we can just come in and paste it in here, and that there is done. Next thing to do is type in here var, and when we move this, you'll notice we can now move the other object with this one. Now you can do a lot of different things with this, but yeah, this is as a plain example. It will quite simply just move the other one around along X. This is kind of boring though, so I'm just going to twist this up a little and let's crank up this value. So what we're going to do is we're going to go tan 2 times sine of var times 8, and let's multiply that by 6 as well. And that is just to show you the amount of weird stuff we can type in here. And look at that. We're basically having a massive spaz of Suzanne. And that's right, we did just secondary school math the shizzle out of Suzanne. Who said that secondary school math would be useless? So yeah, have fun with that, and I hope you guys learned something and enjoy making random as expressions there with Suzanne.